Are we live?
Heidi! We're live. I was just waiting to see how long we could go. Hello and welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name is Corey. This is the Tabletop Role-Playing Game Club, and we are playing Cyberpunk Red. Our resident game master is our Cyber Lord James. We are here with Sasha, Tarek, and Lady Valkyrie. So good to be back. We were off for a week, but now we're here again. Thanks to our patrons scrolling in the bottom. Thank you for your support. We have live streams where the patrons get to ask questions, and we have them at odd, weird times. So you have to, because everybody's schedule is different around here. So be a patron, and you can find out when that's happening. Patrons get other quirks. It only costs $1. Please buy me a coffee. What else is going on, guys? I think we can just hop right in after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. James, take it away.
All right. Not a full recap. Actually, probably should, considering how we've missed a little time here. So our characters started off in New York City with no real way to get back to Night City that they really wanted to get to. Because, well, that's where they live. And so they took a job that involved traveling from New York City to Night City. They successfully pulled off the first part of it, getting Dr. Adriana Young and starting to transport her. They get on an airship. Airship gets shot down. And they manage to get out and get away, nearly losing one of their number along the way due to the crash. Then they get out, head off, hide out in Nashville for a night, where they end up having to deal with the Citizens for Decency League, which, inbred hicks, anyone? Yeah, that's what they were. And mostly they just ran off with kegs of beer after getting shot at a few times. And the group traveled on the next time to Memphis, where they then had to deal with the Elvises. Yes, that's the name of the poser gang, even though grammatically it should be the Elvi. Right? But who says gangers are completely intelligent or well-educated?
No one.
They then, after dealing with them and going in to talk to the king himself, find out that there's actually a bounty out for any bounty hunters on Dr. Young, with a bonus if the rest of them end up dead. So they're now trying to travel undercover. The fixer that got them the job originally is most likely dead. And a new fixer in New Orleans has contacted them saying, hey, I knew Weiss. I'll take over from here. I got a plan. You just got to get to New Orleans and we'll meet up. But he's also told them, don't take the interstate. Corporate states and all of that, you're going to get caught very easily if you're traveling that route. So they went and got a riverboat. Looked at various ones and decided that one, the small, unassuming, easily overlooked one, is the best choice, which I agree is a good one. And they went to negotiate a passage, found out 2,500 EB would get them to New Orleans, or they could do a job for a friend of the captain of the boat. And when we last left off, there was a conversation about Hardcell's father and the captain having seen him like a decade and a half ago last time. But he remembered him.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a dead end. Still going to ask around.
And let's go into character introductions. And since I've already mentioned him twice, let's go with Hardcell first.
Sure. I just want to say there is a gang out there that you expect to be smart and well educated. They have the hardcore name of the Pythons. And that is because they're all into the retro computer language Python. They're very well read.
Huge.
And part of their motto is security through obsolescence.
Obsolescence, yeah. That's great. Hard Sell is a corporate exec kind of guy. He loves drugs, he loves women, and he loves making money. And he's ready to make some money today, even though he's on this old boat. He's going to go and raid this. Well, these boat owners said that we can just use this boat for a very low cost, and I'm very much into that. If we go take down this factory that's been poisoning people. And I really don't care about that. But hey, whatever I can do to make a little extra money. My older sister is Gas, and she looks out for me, and I look out for her, and we also don't care about each other and snipe at each other a lot. It's a very standard sibling dynamic. Sasha, why don't you go ahead?
Hi, I'm Sasha. I play Gas. Gas is the party med tech. She supplies drugs occasionally and has to keep her stash away from Hard Sell. She likes sex, money, drugs, the whole 9 yards too. But the things that she likes the most are the things that are really dangerous or that she shouldn't be doing. So if there is something out there that she's not supposed to do, something that might be dangerous, something that might be risky, that is her bread and butter. Gambling, fucking skydiving, who knows? Like anything, honestly. She's a bit of an adrenaline junkie. Tearing people's limbs off, that's also really fun. So,
What
speaking,
the kids like to do.
She creates human pythons.
that has had her arm inside of her. Let's go to Elmanos.
My name is Tarek. I play Elmanos. Arms being inside of people aside, she is a hacker extraordinaire and someone who really enjoys coming up with and discovering conspiracy theories. She is also kind of paranoid about the person we were working alongside of, or trying to save, I guess. The nice Dr. Young might be a clone or might be a part of an array of different clones, all set up by the government and or alien overlords who are all trying to steal our internal organs. I think maybe Gas might be a part of this whole conspiracy, and we will wait to find out more information on that depending on the outcome of our games today.
She's a hard
Now that you
I'll
found
go ahead
out, I
and
have
pass
to
it
kill
out.
you.
I'll go ahead and pass it off to Steelheart, who is Elmanos' best friend.
She's a hard light construct. She's a hologram.
Oh, Jesus. Now you just opened up a whole new can of worms.
Hi, I am Lady Valkyrie. I play as Genevieve, also known as Steelheart. She's the tick. She's the mechanical fixer of this group. She's also been the driver for at least half the ride. I'm not sure. Aside from, the whole airship thing, which that was out of her hands.
I think
Since
she
the
could have
airship,
driven an
you've been the
airship.
driver primarily, yeah.
In God's
Yeah,
hands.
okay. I listen, I saw the rocket hit. That doesn't mean I caused it.
That we can prove. Far. They were talking in French.
Listen. Unlike what the Elvi think, not all French people are assholes. But I will pass it back over to our game master, James.
What's your relationship with the guillotine like?
And with them, there are two NPCs traveling all the way to Night City with them. One is Dr. Adriana Young, the subject of the whole problem, and Cardiac, Hard Cell's bodyguard.
I'm a very important
Who
person.
so far has been showing that for defending people, he is very good at it. For attacking people, he's not so good. But hey, you want him as a bodyguard, not as a bullet sprayer. And they've been traveling for a little ways down the road, or down the river. And you're supposed to be meeting up with the head of the River Raiders. here in a couple hours, and Gas, your phone rings. Looking at it, you realize, oh yeah, it is about that time of the month for your father to call.
I mean, I did speak to him pretty recently, right? When he called about hard sell. So is this
Yep.
more like a scheduled this is when he calls me?
Yeah, this is the date the two of you ended up negotiating when you left the company for him to at least
Check
try
in,
to get you to come back.
make sure I'm alive.
Yeah.
Okay. He answers.
Any other calls, those are just being friendly and family. This is business.
Ah,
This is him trying to get you to come back to BioLife,
I see.
which he always says is because it's safer, and he knows you'd be safer there and make more money. So he doesn't really quite understand why you keep going out and risking your life. Hard sell, he understands because, well, something ain't right in that boy's head to begin with.
It's because I'm a boy.
And he's not...
Straight up the drug.
Yeah, Gas doesn't have an excuse.
Well, your dad is also a bit of an asshole in that he also will, when talking with you and Hard Sell is nowhere able to hear it, say he's not blood, so he doesn't expect him to be as smart as you.
Sounds like a dad.
Sounds like a dad. Yeah.
But Hard Sell, you've never heard those words ever because he's always made sure you couldn't hear them when he said
I
them.
have to try harder.
You need to do more blow. That's the only way
That's
you'll
the
get his
only
love.
way. I have to be up
Daddy,
28 hours a day.
More drugs.
The secret way into his love.
So, how's my girl?
Doing surprisingly all right.
Surprising. Huh. Usually you don't have that adjective on that answer.
Yes, well, I am currently being chased all across the country. It's rather exhilarating.
Well, all you have to do really is call me up and say, hey, I want out. I'll have a team to you in less than 12 hours to get you, your brother, and Cardiac out of there.
I'll keep that in mind in case Hard Sell calls it quits.
I just worry about you, honey. I really don't understand edge running, why you would want to do it. Trauma Team, I at least understood. It was a business where your skills could be put to good use, but this?
Trauma Team did not understand me.
I'd give you your own private research lab. I wouldn't even have special projects assigned. I'd let you choose your own. You know that.
I do. Perhaps when I decide I'm ready to retire from edge running.
All right. Well, I'll tell your mother you said you love her, and when you get back to Night City, I do expect you to come by for dinner at some point.
I suppose I can make a stop.
All right. Well,
I'll tell Hard Sell you invited him.
of course. He's always invited.
I'm there for all the free stuff.
And the way Cardiac's been working to keep you guys alive, I've noticed his heart monitor's gone up a few times. He's probably should be started to be considered somewhat family too now, like a distant cousin or something.
I know a bit too much about him to consider him a distant cousin.
Okay, I didn't need to know that. All right. Well,
if I had to hear it, so did you.
Okay. All right. So, all right. All right.
Never again.
Be as safe as you can.
She just got she just got Cardiac uninvited from dinner.
Yeah, because initially your father was thinking that you and Cardiac had been in the same bed or something like that, and you said overheard, so he was thrown for a loop on that and was going, what? Huh?
I'm referring to the extra inches tidbit that we got about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, well, you take care, be as safe as you can.
Thank you. I may have to start being more careful about when I accept these calls for a while.
Well, it shouldn't take you a whole nother month to get home.
I would hope not. Who's going to feed my snake?
Now, don't worry. James is taking care of him. James is your is your family's butler
Wonderful.
/ your father's bodyguard.
You named our butler after yourself?
Well, it's a pretty common butler name.
Humility.
I'm gonna have James.
The butler could be James Bond. You don't know, Corey.
I'm gonna have you buttle around
How many
my house.
times? Look, when we were hanging out in person, I didn't have my driver's license yet. But after I got that, you would not believe the sheer number of "home, James" jokes I had to endure.
Really? Huh. Well.
So yeah, it's a very common chauffeur / butler name. My middle name is also a very common one for both of those.
It's not Jarvis, is it?
No, it's Robert.
Oh, Bob?
So many Bobs.
Bob is just a common name altogether. My father-in-law's name is Bob.
True, and on Discord you're Bob. So is Tarek.
Tarek, yeah. We all use Bob as like a stand-in for just like the most generic male name you can get.
Yeah, which is part of why, since it's my middle name, I don't use that on Discord. So anyway, continuing on, back to the rest of the group. So we had Falco dealing with the image of his father. We've just dealt with gas. Almanos, T has texted you. Commenting that was a sweet run you did. I went in after you. You don't have to worry about traces anymore.
Ooh, well, that's good.
In fact, I don't think you'll get anything out of that server ever again.
Well, shit. Let's just hope that nobody wants me to go in after myself to get seconds or thirds. I found a lot out, but not necessarily the kind of answers I was looking for. If you have any details on, let's see here, what was her name? It wasn't Adriana, it was the other one. What was the...
Ariana?
Was it? No, Amelia. If you have anything else on an Amelia Young that you find out about, send it my way. Also, do you know anything about a guy named Michael Hart?
Not
like I expect you to, but just wondering.
Comes back with Fixer based in New Orleans, used to be in New York before Arasaka put a hit on him. That's all I really know.
Enemies in high places. Got it.
About him. As far as Miss Young, you should ask her sister, Dr. Young. And the sister is in quotation marks.
All right. I'll follow up on that. If you have any other intel that you need done, just give me a heads up. I might have some downtime.
A thumbs up emoji appears.
All right. I then send an immediate text message over to Hardsail, completely blissfully unaware that he is dealing with other things at the moment, and just say, You should ask Adriana Young about Amelia Young when you get a chance.
Oh, I guess I'll do that when I'm done with these two. With the captain and his is that his daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the captain and his
Heart
daughter.
emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji.
And Steelheart, you got another job offer that just appeared on your agent, this time from Toyo Ford, wanting you to join them to be a new vehicle designer, and they specifically want you to be lead designer for the new shipyard they're going to have.
I got this.
No, that was for Steelheart.
Oh, Steelheart. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
And Toyo Ford, well, that's Toyota Ford when they merged back in 2008.
Oh, God. So 12 years ago. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
How long has she been receiving things like this? Because I feel like she would probably just be like, no, I'm going to... At first, she'd probably just be like, I'm going to pretend I didn't see this.
You've been getting for a number of years since you've come to the new USA, pretty much since you've come here, most motor companies have been trying to poach you in one form or another. This is one of the more polite requests. You've actually had a couple cases where, well, the kind of headhunting your group has done with Dr. Young has been attempted on you.
Oh, lovely. This is just like a message, or is it just I get that notification?
It's an email basically with a long detail of what the job would require and what compensation they're willing to offer, which includes a private home with its own pool and all lifestyle expenses, aka your food, your entertainment, your housing, all of that would be covered so that your salary would be all free and clear minus taxes.
Okay, so I have two follow-up questions. I'm going to try to be quick about this.
Mm-hmm.
One, I'm still in touch with my Nomad clan, correct?
Yep.
She would definitely forward it to them, get their advice on, like, hey, how useful do you think this is for us as a clan? Like, she still sees them as, like, they are still her family. They are...
Mm-hmm. And the immediate response is, well, as soon as they have a signal and are in a place where they can respond, I should say, the immediate response is that never trust a corporation. They'll, and why would you go and work for a company that has never built a boat in the first place?
That was her thoughts as well, which is why she's just at this point, it's like, let's see if I get a laugh.
And there's an added little note at the end of the message back that says that they've recently managed to make a deal with some of the abandoned oil platform colony nomads in the Gulf Coast. So they now actually have a steady supply run that runs from Miami to some of the oil platforms, then on over to New Galveston and Corpus Christi, and then back across again.
Nice. What was the first one? Heck. It was Nomads. There was another thing. Did it say when when the contract would start or whatever?
They've apparently been having this contract going for the past 2 weeks already.
Way too sketchy to even consider. Just go ahead and put that into spam folder. The only reason she's really tempted.
The main reason you probably opened it was it started off with, "We'll pay you 150K.
That, and also like she's still interested in like, okay, this will cover a lot of things. I can just as easily break ties and go to a new country. She still has people to find.
Hmm.
That's the only reason she still opens those offers.
Yeah, and also if you did join with a corp, well, they'd have to that you would end up going under the knife, and they'd implant something to keep you loyal. And well, Nomad raised, loyalty is earned, not bought.
Just means she has to replace a new arm or something.
Gas will cut
Well,
it out of you. No
depending
charge.
upon what method they choose to, they
Yeah, if
could
it's
just put a
brain.
yeah, they could put a program into your neural that makes it so you can't do anything against the company.
She doesn't have neural wear.
They would put it in, and
Ah,
you have a cyber arm. You have at least
some
very
neural wear.
basic neural.
Yeah, she's bare minimum on neural wear. She's like, I like my brain as it is. I do want to have 2 arms though.
And at the more extreme end of what they could do, well, cranial bombs are a thing.
Ah. I always forget how
Have a half
It's
kilo
so
set up right up against your half kilo of C6 right up against your medulla oblongata,
Where does
and
it
really blow your mind when you betray the company.
Thanks for reminding me why I hate why companies are just always evil in this setting. Thank you.
have to be a few ounces? I don't know that you could shove half a kilo of explosives in your brain.
Well, considering a half kilo is basically a 1 inch by 3 inch by 3 inch block of C4, C6 being more dense, making it a 2 inch by 1 inch by a 2 inch block.
So it's an itty bitty block.
You still
stuck
don't
in
need
your
that
brain.
much explosives to blow somebody's
And it's-
brains out.
Yeah, I feel like that's hot.
It is
They-
a putty, so it can be shaped around the parts it's to destroy.
And they're probably they probably want it to be overkill because who knows? Maybe this person gets
Trying to send a
What-
message.
It sends a message when
It says,
somebody's
yeah.
head explodes and takes half their chest with it.
This is terrifying. Anyway,
I've seen
yeah.
Suicide
One arm
Squad.
over there, another arm over there, and a pair of legs with a bit of intestine sticking out.
I've seen the Suicide Squad. You don't need that much. It gets...
You don't need much to be lethal. The point isn't to be lethal. The point is to leave nothing left. But yeah, so after she contacts her Nomad crew, she puts that into spam folder, deletes, doesn't contact back.
All right. And Falco, you've gotten what you could out of Cleary, the captain,
Yes.
and just received that text from Almanos.
All right. Let's go talk to...
Heart, vomit.
Yes. Let's go talk to Dr. Young about older, wiser Dr. Young.
Gotta get to the right pages here real quick. All right.
Oh, my tie turned off. I wonder if the battery's running low.
The silliest sentences. My tie turned off. I wonder if the battery's running low. I love it.
So you go back over under the camo netting into the van where Dr. Young is staying inside.
Hey, Doc. How you doing down there?
A little bored, especially as I ditched my agent when I joined you guys.
Well, let's see if we can't have some stimulating conversation. Hey, those Elvis guys, right? They were after you?
Mm-hmm.
They were working on a... They were working from a wanted poster. And I'll pull that picture up and I'll show her. This it's a weird looking picture of you. What do you think?
That's not me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's Amelia.
Who's Amelia?
My dead elder sister.
Right. So why are they using that picture instead of a picture of you? You got any ideas for that? You got any? How'd your sister die? Sorry, can I make a roll to make that come out better? To be more charismatic.
You can. You could try. Let me see here on skills, social skills. You could try conversation.
I have conversation.
If Corey rolls a preem, like absolute max roll, like 10 and then 10 or whatever, he's so smooth that the dead sister conversation gets sexy.
Oh,
Well, I got an 18. It's not that bad. Not that great.
I shouldn't be surprised you
Well, with
say
an
something
18,
like
you at least preface it, not to be insensitive, but how did she die?
Yeah. That must have been
So
hard.
it's not being straight up rude. It's just
It's like that.
I'm
that
curious.
that must have been hard. What happened? Where did this all come from? Like.
She goes, I was told that she was hit. Her vehicle she was in was hit, along with my mother in that same vehicle, and the semi that hit them exploded.
Huh. That's pretty sad. I'm sorry to hear that. So then the question still remains, like, why are they using your sister for your wanted poster?
She takes the picture, holds it up next to herself, and goes, we look very similar.
Yeah, I get that, but wouldn't they have a picture of you?
Why would they? The only
They-
time my picture's been taken was for employee files.
Exactly, they hired you. So if it's not the people who hired you that want you back, then who is
Cocks
putting
her
up?
head like I just was doing when you said they hired you. It's like she's going, oh.
So if the people who want you back are the people who put you to work, you would think those people had a picture of you. So do the people who
Paranoia in research divisions goes without saying.
so you
And
planted
paranoia can make people do suboptimal choices.
so you planted this picture?
No. I did not plant that picture.
Okay, you didn't plant it to be the company doesn't have your picture for some reason. Or it's not the company that's after you right now.
Norcross has my picture.
But Biotechnica doesn't.
well, Norcross is a
Subsidiary, so you think they would. So who's putting out this wanted poster? That's now the new question.
Probably Biotechnica.
They would have your picture. Why are they using this?
Maybe they didn't bother requesting my picture from Norcross. I don't know.
So they're sloppy. Do they not have their best people?
Or rushed.
Sloppy, rushed. They have your sister's photo, but they don't have yours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can use this to our advantage somehow. I don't know. I'm going to go talk to the others and see what they have to say about it. I don't see how we can use this particularly just yet, but I'm sure there's a way.
Why does it feel like you're dancing around a question you're not sure you want to ask?
I'm gonna go now.
Okay. Why do you look so much like your sister, almost identical to your sister?
You could say we're twins.
But you're not because she's older than you.
Oh, happens all the time. One embryo gets frozen because they only want one kid at a time.
Is that what happens all the time?
It happens all the time.
Look, I
Didn't say
don't
it
know.
happened in
I
this
have
case.
no idea what goes down in those female bits down there. That's not my not my area of expertise.
We'll get your sister.
That's my sister's thing. I don't
She
know.
knows
Literally
how to
everyone, literally everyone else in the crew except for Hard Cell, but not Hard. It's Hard Cell and
Yeah,
Cardiac
yeah.
are the only ones.
And even Cardiac would be going, I got first aid training, so I at least understand some of it. I'm a bodyguard. I got to know how to treat wounds.
I know all about it because I'm a ladies'
I'm a
man.
lover,
A
so I know how to
ladies'
treat.
man.
Ladies.
Crystal in the background, just Crystal went. I could hear, "Yeah, you are."
Okay, it's so none of the rest of us can hear it, but you go ahead and humble brag
It
for
was
it.
so great. I wish you could all have heard
Great
that.
timing.
It was amazing.
That's great.
Okay. Well, some of our imaginations have gone to perhaps cloning.
That's a good direction.
You think that's a fruitful direction, huh?
Yep. Considering I am a clone.
Oh,
Now that you've brought it up,
well,
the chip prevents me from doing it unless somebody else acknowledges it first.
oh, great.
But yes,
Okay,
I am a
then.
clone of Amelia.
Can
I
I
am
make
the fourth clone of her and the first one that was successful.
Can we make some sort of legality roll here? Some sort of, what do I got? Not criminology.
Clonotech.
I got, what do I got here? Bureaucracy?
Criminology would help with law.
I guess it
sounds like
would.
Yeah.
Deduction. I have deduction and education. Can education stand in for a roll about cloning?
It could, but the DC is higher.
I'll have to do that because my roll is higher. Nope. Nope. I'm a dumb boy. Dumb boy.
Okay, with a total of 11 on your education, what you know about cloning and legality. Organs are fine.
Right.
Beyond that, you're not sure. Oh, you also know cloning of pets is perfectly fine, and genetic engineering of pets is perfectly fine.
So why wouldn't the rest of it be fine? It's all fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
And also, because you're a corporate exec, you also know that the law is whatever you can get away with or bribe to be legal.
All right.
So, yeah.
So I say,
right.
I don't know all of the laws about cloning and such. Is this all
I'm just a-
copacetic here, or are you like property of somebody or something or some entity?
I am technically property of Biotechnica
I
through
see.
Norcross.
Right.
I am also on scale of illegality. My existence is worse for Biotechnica if it ever comes out and is acknowledged. It is legally worse for them than if it came out that they produced the wasting plague.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which they didn't.
But if we like reveal that you're a clone to the world and stuff, that would be bad news for you too.
I'd be vivisected, and that is the kindest thing I can expect.
Yeah, so let's not do that. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what to do with this information right now. I'm oof. This
If,
is a
if
lot.
you'd
This is
like
pretty
more
heavy.
information, you could send Elmanos in here. This jack right here accesses the wet drive. I can't access it myself,
Right, right,
but I know there's a lot of files about the project that created me
right,
in
right.
there.
Okay, I am going to.
And if I'm going to be having Elmanos rooting around in my head, looks out the window towards where Steelheart's looking out over the river and just enjoying the boat ride. Could you ask Steelheart to hold my hand while Elmanos is doing that?
Sure. I text Elmanos and I say, everything you think is true. Come, she needs your help with some code stuff in her head. Bring, and then I put like, ambulance emoji, skull emoji, fireworks emoji. And then I say, bring Steelheart, Eiffel Tower emoji.
Right. Perfect.
God fucking damn it.
You did it.
We started using emojis.
You opened this Pandora's box, Tarek.
You needed to say that in French.
Ping to Steelheart first, saying I'm right about everything.
And nothing else.
Come quick.
Why is Gas getting left out of this party? She's gonna go like run someone over while y'all are gone.
I imagine that Gas will be roped in at some point. In fact, I would be surprised that now that I say that, I imagine that
You
message,
leave her unattended
that-
for too long.
that
She's gonna be
message
hunched
just-
over a body in an alleyway. Like, be
But
But you're
careful.
on a boat traveling downriver right now.
I now imagine that
Hunched
Gotta find a
over
way.
in the bottom level of a boat over a body. Like, it could still happen.
I now imagine that message to Steelheart was actually a group text that just said, "I'm right about everything. Come quick."
Steelheart's just not going to come because he's just like, Elmanos is just being herself. I have no idea what she's on
Yeah, I
right
feel
now.
like
Okay,
if it's
as
those
soon as
words,
nobody-
it's getting ignored
as
too from
soo-
Gas.
As soon as nobody responds to that, I go, "Clones are real. Reptiloids are real. The
The
government
president is
has-
a lizard man.
the government has lasers that read our thoughts. Get to the hold."
Well,
Grassy
I-
knoll,
I
moon
can't say
landing,
that
black helicopters.
Small correction, Gas. You used the wrong pronoun for the president.
She's a
a
lizard.
reptiloid in what you said.
Exactly.
Cloaca.
She's transitioning from reptoid to president.
Real and true.
Just like Mark Zuckerberg.
He's just reptiloid. He doesn't have.
I feel like Steelheart would still just like, okay, fine, I'll go, but she's really hesitant because it's like, I feel like she's just trolling us.
Gas shows up eventually because the clone thing has her interested, and she wants to steal more of her blood.
Still more of whose blood?
I'll decide later.
Okay. That's a
I
problem.
shouldn't be surprised.
That's a problem.
Wherever my whims take me is the answer.
Wherever your stolen wings take you. All right, I head down to the cargo hold to try to figure out what's going on now.
If you head for the cargo hold, you're going the wrong way.
Oh, sorry. I go to wherever.
Wherever the fuck they
Under
are.
the
So you
tar-
walk past the
camera
van,
tarp.
pause, then turn and go to the van.
Yeah.
Because you first were going cargo hold. Van's right there.
You're excited. Oh wait, no, the van's on top. Yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. My bad.
Look, guys.
Send update to everybody.
All right. Well, Adriana is looking somewhat nervous.
Oh, hello. And how are you today?
To be honest, scared.
Oh, what are you worried about?
Well, I just shared info that could result in my being vivisected for the next 20 years while being kept alive.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Elmanos, ask the question quite bluntly that you always wanted to know about Miss Young here.
Are you secretly now, or have you ever been a reptiloid?
No,
No, I am not a reptiloid.
the other question.
You said everything I said was real.
What are you talking about?
I knew this was gonna happen.
What are you talking about?
So what are we talking? Just clone? Are you a clone?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. That gets past her her I don't know. She's got a block in her brain and she needs that to go away.
Well,
Oh,
there's
they
a chip
installed a
that
memory
prevents me from
didn't-
talking about it to people who don't already know.
You didn't text anything about clones, did you?
Oh no, of course not. Why
Delete
would I
all
do
of those
that?
texts.
What are you talking
Delete
about?
anything you said about texts about Let me see what you texted.
You're so silly. No, that's my
Get away
phone.
from my
Get
phone.
away.
It went on a group chat, so it was on your phone as well, Hard Cell.
Well, at least
She
it just looks
just
like weird
knows.
conspiracy theories and not like you actually thought there was a clone. So I guess this
And then
It's
so,
deniability.
as you're holding your phone up to say this to Elmanos, you see that there is more lines suddenly being added to the text. And it's in T's speech pattern, but it's continuing with various conspiracy theories about how the country is actually controlled by
The
a
moon
clone
face.
reptiloid that is in the body of the president's dog.
so let's
Not the moon landing
Oh, God,
is fake.
they
The
know.
moon is fake.
They know.
let's not use the word clone anymore. Let's use a different word that we all understand to be clone, but it's not.
Glorp. Got it.
We're not using
Sister.
glorp. We're not going to refer to Adriana as glorp. That is not good.
IFV.
ISV. Got it. She's an
IFV.
IFV. She's an IFV. Perfect. All right.
Hard cells, like, I
Where's
don't even know what that
Steelheart?
means.
What is an AFV?
In vitro fertilization. IVF, actually.
Oh,
But
IVF.
for some reason, it's always referred to as IFV.
IVF might be difficult. Is that difficult to say for your accents?
I go, oh, hold on. Steelheart, come here. Actually, quick. I walk over to you. I put my hand on your chest and I push you slowly out of the cargo area or the camera area.
I'm going to ask you to make a human perception just to make sure you put your hand in the right place when pushing a woman around.
I will also say that you're going to have to make some form of strength roll because she is going to stand there.
19 human
Okay,
perception.
it's more shoulder then, more collarbone.
And
than
I'll
actual
make an
chest.
athletics roll or a brawling roll to just kind of walk you back out of the place.
I'm good with athletics.
Athletics, okay. I'm not trying to like hurt you or brawl you or anything.
I know. She
don't wanna
ain't. So we ain't going anywhere.
13.
With a perfect tie, it's extremely slow movement, but Steelheart is leaning back a bit initially.
Steelheart, I gotta tell you something real quick before we come on, let's go.
Now she steps out. Like you just put your hand on her, and she's just like, "I'm sorry, what the fuck?"
You put hands on me.
As they walk out, Manos is like, and question the first about clones, and just like typing into her computer.
Steelheart, they're gonna do something. She's gonna request to be done something to her brain and stuff, and it's a little invasive. And Dr. Young, I think she likes you, and she wants you to come in there and like hold her hand and comfort her and stuff. So don't. Is that okay?
You will see that as you say, Dr. Young. Well, you think that Dr. Young likes Steelheart. Her eyes visibly roll, but
Look,
she will give a small nod.
we
we
all
have-
love you, Steelheart. Okay,
Like-
every single person, me included.
Okay, now she's just looking at you like.
But you know
right.
what? You know what? We're keeping it professional. We're keeping it above board. We can't let our emotions dictate what we do out in the field, right? So get in there and go help that woman.
I never said I was not going to. I just was unsurprised by this fact. I will hold her hand.
All right. I'm glad this can happen. It's not going to feel awkward or weird. Okay.
I love how it feels like Steelheart is just like, okay, cool. And Falco's there like, yeah, I'm going to make this as weird as possible.
Well, I'm not making it weird like in there. I'm making it weird out here. That's the point of bringing you out here. So it's not weird in there when she like asks
Everyone
you.
can hear still.
Just standing right close to us.
Hey, Gas.
Yeah.
How you doing,
Can you guys
sis?
keep it down? I'm
I
trying
do
to
not
ask about
love
the
any
clone
of you.
stuff.
I find you mildly tolerable, including you, Falco. I'm just joking.
Wow.
That was my idea of
Excellent.
a joke. Laugh. This is when you laugh.
I might get a gift now for my birthday. Tolerable.
I thought it was funny. No?
No,
All right,
you're
I'll have to
absolutely
work
right.
on that one.
That is adorable in her. Hey, I do not understand how humans interact at this point.
Her empathy is very low.
I know, but it's very fun to see you roleplay it.
And to explain why empathy starts going down with more cyber, unless you've gone to an extremely high-end, expensive clinic, most likely in Sweden or Toronto, it's not going to be properly adjusted to your body and your physiology. So like Steelheart's cyber arm, that weighs like 2 to 3 times what a normal arm would weigh. So it's pulling on the shoulder, the interface connection, it sometimes irritates, and you're constantly holding your arm and shoulder in ways to try and relieve that pressure, but it's a constant irritant.
The amount of
It
nights
never goes away.
The amount of nights she's had to pop it off and just place it on her work table to just tinker.
And even that's irritating. So it's all the metal ends up having some factor of irritation. And when you're constantly irritated, you can't empathize as well with other people. And you're more likely to be angry.
That means the gas jaw fucking clicks from her vampires.
Mm-hmm. And you constantly have a bit of a tickle in your throat from the
This sounds miserable.
Your eyes are constantly feel dry, etc. Yeah, you got a lot of things happening that make you kind of just always just annoyed, like somebody who is a caffeine addict who's gone 2 days without coffee.
This feels like the first time we learned that Wolverine's claws come out of his body and not like holes in his hands.
Mm-hmm. That he has to actually pierce through every time.
Yeah, it's just like, wait, has that been happening this entire time?
And then Xavier had ports put in for him that would auto clean them as they went back in.
Okay, we can't discuss comic books all day. We got to get back to the game. I sent Steelheart back in there, and I wait out here because, god dang it, I don't know what to do in there.
I thought you were gonna say, "God dang it, I love myself." Like
there's a lot of women
daily
in there.
affirmation things.
Yep. Cardiac's sitting in one of the front seats. He's just been kind of hanging out in there because, well, if he's not actively guarding Hard Cell, he's been given orders to make sure Dr. Young stays safe. So that's where he's sticking.
Gas like excuses herself and then immediately starts to examine her biomonitor without asking for permission. Gets just immediately starts to study Dr. Young's. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you said her biomonitor, I thought you meant
your biomonitor is got its display screen on her left wrist, which is very commonplace for that to be. And it's showing slightly elevated heart rate from normal and various other stats that you as a doctor can touch and probe at it to get all sorts of of info that you want about her
Yeah,
current
she's
physical
very
state.
interested. She's very, very interested.
But she does have an elevated heart rate and an elevated respiratory rate, but it also is showing that it isn't hitting a particular line yet that would activate a calming feature.
Should you be how do I put this? Setting her up with some kind of sedative so that she doesn't freak out as much during the procedure. Maybe some kind of neural monitor as well.
If
Gas looks at her.
if I am sedated, you won't be able to access the files.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So I have to be conscious. I'll be able to actually talk with you since you'll be in my mind,
that's good. Yeah.
but I can't really help as the secured part that has the files that you're wanting. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what security they put in there. There could be a daemon that launches 4 Hellhound programs at once at you. For all I know, there could be a Hellfire program waiting just to incinerate anybody who goes in without the right codes.
Falco, I'm gonna need you to do something for me.
So I don't
Here's my
know.
cyber deck.
Yeah. What you got?
Get me a tub of some variety, maybe a refrigerator, whatever you can find that's large enough. Fill it with ice and water, and then bring it over here.
We're on a boat, right? Where's he gonna get a tub on a boat?
Cargo area? I don't know. There's probably something somewhere. Just get something big enough for me to fit in.
Yeah, I'll get you a party
with
tub. Thanks.
I'll go help him.
The ice might be a problem, but the water shouldn't be.
Cold lake water.
What time of year is it?
It's currently July.
Yeah, can't go with the river water then.
Oh, you could go with the river water.
It just wouldn't be that cold. As cold. You're getting
Well,
closer to
the Mississippi at this point is big and wide and slow moving.
Yeah, that would be pretty warm.
The surface might be warm, but the under is going to be still very cold, especially if you get to the muddy.
I will
Yeah,
ask.
you know how interface plugs work?
She nods.
Okay.
I will ask.
Once they get back, I'm gonna get in the tub. I'm gonna need you to plug me in to Dr. Young, and I'm gonna go full immersion. So you might need to follow my biomonitor as much as hers.
Are you sure this is something you wish to do now?
I mean, my brain might be burned out of my eye sockets, but well, probably something that's worthwhile to figure out.
I would feel more comfortable doing this and watching over you in a proper facility.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to
Proper
have a
equipment.
chance to get to a proper facility anytime soon, especially not with someone like her under, under our protection.
A Ripper Doc's clinic in some back alley would be preferable to the cargo hold of a boat.
Well, good news is we're not in the cargo hold right now, but bad news is it's worse. We're on top of the cargo.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get it, but we don't got many options at this point. And if we're going to wait a few days before we do this, it's probably going to just build up tension in our good doctor friend here. And who knows if she'll be able to keep her enthusiasm.
Lucky for you, I know a little bit about neurosurgery.
Well, let's just hope they don't have any demons that are going to blow my brains out before I get in there.
James.
No guarantees in life, right?
All right. Yeah, they're able to get a tub that El Manos could fit in. They have a collapsible one. The daughter does like to take baths occasionally on the boat. And they have a filter system if you want to just pull up water from the river and pour it into it.
Can
through the filter.
Is it possible we can stop by like a bait shop on the river and grab ice there?
We still have these shops.
Looks over, could pull up alongside that steamer, ask them for ice.
Yeah,
They
let's go.
probably
ahead and
have
do
an
that.
ice maker aboard.
Yeah, let's go and ask them.
Let's just make sure.
Do we
the
just
tub
yell,
is
or do
still
we got
down.
like a radio we talk to them with, or something like that?
They just pull the boat up alongside and start yelling, and until one of the crew on the steamer comes over, and they go, "We want to fill this tub with ice. Can you help us?" And person goes, "I'll leave us without ice for at least 15 minutes, and you know how these cruise passengers get."
I give you €50.
Done.
All right, €50.
You could have offered 20 and a hand job.
I'm not giving out hand jobs.
Why not?
I'm receiving hand jobs for €50.
Okay.
Why are you guys like this?
Falco rolls business and then is like €50, and you give me a hand job and the ice.
And the ice, exactly.
This is Cyberpunk.
Some
All right.
southern,
Any
So you
joke
soon have a
around it.
tub full of ice and
All right.
water.
some southern tugboat trucker is like, yeah, okay, I'm down.
Wow.
All right, grab the.
That's why I got these teeth removable.
Yeah,
Now, do I
Falco's
remember-
like,
Is it
Your
put up on that molar or sideways on that one? Click up that one.
like, your hands are far more
Okay.
callous than I expected.
It's like, click. Oh no, that was the detonator. I'll bring up the tub with the water and start stripping
because
Elmanos.
it's actually a full tub and all of that. You probably set it up next to the van and then filled it.
Yes, because that would be
Look at
really
Minnie's
hard
book.
to.
I pull out from the back of my head.
You'd have a DC 20 bod check to drag it around.
I pull
Sure,
out my
would certainly be
plug
helping with that.
and I hand it over toward Gas as I start putting on my runner suit. I'll hand Gas a pair of virtuality goggles that can link up to her phone, and then I can hook up my biomonitor and Young's biomonitor
Then
to both
she can
link up to
keep track of your
the
fucking vitals.
goggles. Yeah, and that way you can see what's going on in
Just
the real space.
You can pair
and
them to
then
her
see them.
eyes.
Oh, you have
Yes,
eyes. Okay,
I
I'll
have
pair them to
pair
your
on.
eyes.
I don't need goggles.
Now, so Elmanos in your right eye and Dr. Young in your left eye. They're biomonitor symbols.
She goes, I'm going full M, and this might get hairy. Try to make sure my core body temp doesn't get over like 106.
Gas nods, and she gives you like a look that you can't tell if it's like concern or curiosity, but she goes to set up your interface.
Yes.
And Manos,
Yeah,
be careful.
I'll do my best, but I don't know what exactly we're going to be up against. If it seems like it's something that I'm not going to be able to break through, there's too much ice, or I don't know, the amount of security protocols they have in there is too much, then I'll try to break away. But
Question for GM and for Tarek. Is there
Dr.
a way to
Young.
pull somebody out of cyberspace?
You can-
like emergency.
you
can I
can
force you out?
pull, but it can
Uh-huh.
you can pull the
He will.
plug.
Yeah, if you
But
do
also-
that, dump shock is a thing, but dump shock is not lethal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if I think you're gonna die, I can pull you out, but it won't be great for you. Got it.
Yeah, and it could burn my board. There's all kinds of other things that.
Well,
can
I
happen.
won't do it.
It could damage the deck. It could damage the neuralware. It could damage a plug. But it won't
Worst case.
kill Elmanos.
Yeah.
It's a last ditch. You're about to fucking die. Let's take
Like I
the
see your
damage.
vitals plummeting or some shit, and you're not coming out on your own. then-
And you yank a cord, and there you go.
Who's
Yeah,
got
you
the
find out-
best?
you find
who's
out
got the
you've
best
been
like
You've been monitoring.
electronic security tech.
You've
besides
been
me?
monitoring her temperature, and it's 106, and you're like, I gotta pull it. Oh wait, this is Celsius. She's already dead.
Yeah.
Electronic security tech?
Probably Steelheart.
Yeah, I have a base of 14.
Okay, I hand you the virtuality goggles and I say, I will link up the goggles with what I see in cyberspace. So if there is something to see, or if there is a really big problem, you can signal somebody.
Understood.
All right.
Now, of course, Steelheart, things are going to be kind of blurry because, well, the time difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing things whiz past. I'm going to have to be keeping close eye.
Yeah, while looking through and seeing what Almanos is seeing, it's basically as if, if you were watching Star Wars: A New Hope, the original movie, but only over the course of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Give me 1 second.
I know that actually exists out there, but it's something like a almost 30-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, it's a 20-hour movie condensed into 10 minutes. So that's 120 minutes condensed down to 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a 12-to-1 ratio right there.
That's
Yeah.
very fast.
Yeah. Anything past times 10 is very hard to keep up with.
Once Elmanis has got her suit on, she starts laying down in the tub of ice.
And Dr. Young reaches out and takes Steelheart's flesh hand.
I was originally just like planning this entire time. Like, Steelheart offers her metallic hand, but she's probably going to be distracted in cyberspace anyway. She's not going to be worried about it.
And you launch in. This is the most unique cyberspace you've ever seen. Most cyberspace is made up of very organized cubes and grids. The strangest you've ever seen was hexagonal based. But this one has 2 areas that you can see off in the distance that are cubes. And that you're able to actually see passing thoughts.
We got fluid dynamics here.
So you have a few choices as to how to get into the restricted area. You can just try to bash through the data wall. You could go through the status link from the non-secured data part into the secured area. Through a code gate is another possibility. Or you could try swimming through her conscious mind to it and into it that way. That last one, you've never heard of a netrunner successfully swimming in another person's consciousness and coming out sane.
I think let's go with the status gate approach, because at least that way I can also keep track of like what information is getting in and out or might be segregated. I will. Can I start things off with like a scanner roll to try to see exactly what's going on in here?
Yes. Okay, a 13. You're scanning ahead. You're realizing that you're going to have to join in a data flow, which will be just a basic interface roll, and you know that. But you also can tell that there's a virus screen on that data flow, and you're going to have to do something to disable that. Also, because you haven't fully gotten into the data section, give me a intelligence roll.
Whoa.
Okay. That is, definitely more than enough. You brushed against one of her thoughts as you moved into the data area, and it was literally how attractive Steelheart is. and you've kind of, for a half second, shared that thought. So you were able to see exactly how attractive Steelheart is to Dr. Young because you felt that attraction yourself.
Alanis is trying to like shake the like.
But with that roll, it doesn't last, and as soon as you're in the data, it fades from you.
Yeah, she wants to like try to keep a separation line between her consciousness and Dr. Young's, just because I'm sure she's heard enough conspiracy like out there that getting too intertwined with somebody else's consciousness will make you lose your ability to have a unique identity yourself.
Yeah,
And
there's only supposedly one netrunner who has fully merged consciousness with another consciousness and come out of it. Yeah, they were utterly insane, but they came out of it.
Yeah.
And that was Botmars.
Oh God, Bartmoss.
Yeah, Raish Bartmars is the only one that has ever done that, and it's rumored he did it with an AI. Just because he was curious what it would be like to merge with such an alien intelligence.
And it didn't work out perfectly for him.
He survived.
That's true.
And according to his only friend Spider Robinson, the level of crazy didn't change, just the flavor.
Okay. So to get into, I have to deal with the virus, like on this data flow module, right?
The virus screener, yeah. Because if you try to go through, you will be detected as a virus intrusion, and it will attempt to purge you.
Do I need to? So for that, do I need to attack it, or can I like backdoor it and try to get around it? Is it just up to me and my approach?
Up to you. Though this is part of Dr. Young's mind. If you go doing damage, you may damage her. Okay, and now that you're in the data area, you hear kind of an echoey of her voice all around you going, "Oh, I see you. See's wrong, but feel you. I know I know you're there. I know you made it in."
I think what I have to do is actually called glide. Yeah, to avoid combat with a non-demon black ice program. So if it's a virus, a slide check's what's going to get me around it.
It's an antiviral program, so it's not exactly ice. It's a defender. So
okay, then maybe I can use backdoor is going to be trying to get into, it's breaking through an admin as an admin then. So I guess backdoor would probably be the closest thing to get through to like mimic being an admin trying to come into the system. So let's do backdoor. I have a worm program which should help me to get through that. So we'll add my 2 from the worm. And I will spend some luck. I will spend 1 luck.
You are passing through the unrestricted data section, and the main thing you notice about the data files here is this is why Dr. Young has a at least semi-eidetic memory, because she can choose to store memories in this part.
Is this like, this is wetware then? This is like, she actually has storage.
Yeah, this is part of her physical brain, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Here is my backdoor roll. I'm going to spend 1 luck. If let me, before you say whether it's good or not, let me see the roll result, and then I'll decide if I need to spend more luck. are there any other for taking the time to go full immersion or getting into the tub? Is there any other modifiers to these things?
No, because that's really the only. The tub will help if you get hit with a hellfire or hellhound or something like that increases temperature.
Okay.
It also keeps your core and your neural wear from overheating just for the extra use.
Okay, sounds good. Here is my check. 16. I think I'm good to stay on.
I will just say, you sure about that?
Luck, 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 luck.
Have you spent any luck since we last got it refilled?
Okay, I'll spend 2 more luck. That'll bring me up to an 18.
Okay, that actually moves the filter opening wide enough that you're able to slip through before it slams back shut behind you and starts filtering again.
Okay. Now that I'm in the data module, what am I seeing in the as far as the data flow is concerned?
Well, the very first thing you encounter is you've just gone through this code gate, and there is a Hellhound program starting to res up.
Uh-oh.
So you do have enough time to do something before it fully reses. And Steelheart, all you see is a little red blur at this point starting to form in front of El Manos. And the fight's already over.
You mean gas?
I will load a armor program to stop it from doing damage directly to my brain.
Okay.
I can only load 1 copy of armor at a time, so I will res that up and basically start prepping for having to deal with this thing. It is a Hellhound is a black ice program, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of like a hell bolt, but able to direct itself.
Yep. I was kind of worried about.
So, yeah, let's see here. Right. So that means I need to do that and say a plus, call it that for the total of everything with it. And that 11 is what the attack from it is going towards you. So, you can use your dodge skills. You could try an armor to just tank it with your armor or program. What do you want to do as a result of this 11 attack at you?
That's 11 like damage coming in?
No, that is the attack roll. That is the
okay,
DC to try and hit you. You do have the option to avoid it. You can just use like evasion, or you can try and tank it with your armor program.
I will try to evade.
Okay.
Evasion.
So it's just an evasion roll. Doesn't have to be part of your tech stuff. It's just evasion, a skill. Okay, yeah, you got past it. Holy crapola. Okay, getting double tens. Getting double tens deserves a reward, so +1 IP for you. Because that
is that a reward, really?
Well, for something that you didn't do, yeah. I mean, the dice did that.
I give out 1 IP for random things to individual players because that won't disrupt power balance from everybody. Yeah. But if you do enough of that, like 10 times that you get rewarded, that's a new +1 skill.
Yeah.
It just is very amusing to be like, here, +1.
I thought you were going to say that the Hellhound loses her because she.
All right. So now it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to run my sword program, and I will run an attack against it.
Okay.
So this will do my attack. Okay. The 13 hit it?
Yes, it will.
Okay. So then that does this many's damage to the ice. 11
And
points of rest.
that is enough to derez that program.
Okay.
Moving forward, the rest of the space in here is 3 by 5 with an extra data point at the far end straight across from you. And the first section you step into has some files from Biotechnica in them.
Okay. Let's pull the files from Biotechnica and start taking a look at them. ID, I'm assuming, to start.
Well, considering what you're doing in here and everything else, might be better to just pull and look at them later.
Sure, that's a good point. I'll pull them and then hold on to them for later.
So you have right, left, and forward, or diagonal forward you can go.
Right, left, forward, or diagonal forward. Diagonal right or diagonal left?
Both.
Okay.
So you have 5 options of direction to go right now.
Let's go left.
Okay. The space to the left of where you were is completely devoid of anything in it. No programs, no files being stored, nothing.
Okay. Any split offs from this junction point? Or would I have to go back to the first junction point I was in?
Well, from that, you could go forward or diagonal right. Or you could go back to where you started from and have those same options you originally had.
Let's go diagonal right, because that's where the diagonal left would have probably.
Okay, that puts you in dead center again, but one space forward from where you started. And that is one of the CPU cores for the restricted section.
Oh, okay. So one of the cores. That's important. At this point.
And because of that, give me either an ID roll or a perception roll.
Let's do perception. Oh God, of course.
Okay, a 10 is still good enough that in both diagonals forward, both diagonal right and diagonal left, there is some kind of black ice, but a 10 is not good enough to ID either black ice. You just know the files you want are not in those 2 directions, and if you step into the data file in center between them without dealing with them before they res up, they'll both res up and try to come at you. You could do an ID now that you're aware of them to identify what they specifically are.
Let's try to ID them. Here's my ID check. 7.
They're black ice. But you're fairly certain that the one that is diagonal right is less lethal than the one that is diagonal left.
Less lethal on diagonal right than diagonal left. Okay, and I can't get into the CPU core without dealing with both of
You are currently in the CPU core. You have data files directly to your right and left and in front of you, and you have black ice at the diagonals in front of you. You could access the files to your right or left and only trigger one of those files, or if you step straight forward, you'll trigger both.
Okay, let's go to the right and go to those files and prep to deal with the ice that reses.
Okay, going for the more dangerous one first.
Yeah.
First off, to let you know, those are some Norcross files
Okay.
pertaining to their part of the cloning project. Some of them. And a single-use program reses and launches at you.
Oh shit. Okay.
Whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. There we go. Put that back there. And then click there and do this. And a 15 to attack you.
All right.
As this smoking green thing is going beep, 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 beep at you.
Oh,
Like
lovely.
a cardiac monitor, and then it goes flatline launch at you.
I assume if something happens to Elmanos or Adriana's vitals, you'll let me know because Gas is watching them like a hawk.
Mm-hmm. And that, be very glad you copied the Norcross files because it missed you and hit those files, corrupting them.
Shit.
But you already got a copy.
Right. I will.
But you see that this flat line has this green, bubbly, oozy thing that is kind of starting to spread amongst the files in that node.
Oh God, they're corrupting. Okay, I'm gonna try to do another sword attack on him. Here's my attack.
So this particular piece of black ice is known as poison flatline.
Oh God, that does not sound positive at all.
And it's already activated, and you swing at it and kind of chop a file it's corrupting in half.
Okay.
It's at this point, a sword isn't really going to do much about this. A deletion of that node might be what's needed.
Okay. Well, that's my action for this round. It's gonna be back to them, I think.
And once the files are all corrupted, the whole data node just kind of goes flump and collapses into just random junk. Now, you have a copy on your cyber deck. You could just put a copy back. If you want to keep everything in here intact, or you could leave that node gone. It's just data.
I would actually like to. So what I'd like to do is get rid of this corrupting program, and
it already fired off and is gone.
It's a one. You said it was a one-time use. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Okay, so then I will replace a copy of the file uncorrupted on the node. Making sure I'll first make sure that it's not going to be automatically recorrupted if I put a file down there.
You clear the junk data and do a proper restore. Yep,
exactly. I'll do like an upsert. And then from there, I know that the left has another data node with another, intrusion program over there. So I'm going to go over to the left at this point.
Yeah, and you know that one is at least you think it's a less deadly one. Oh, yeah. And for everybody else, you can all say one word to each other if you want, because that's all the time that's passed. One word. Just so you know.
Quiet anyway. Like she's...
Potatoes indeed. Whoop, she's back.
Thank you. Okay, so on the left side, I will go and grab a copy of those files and deal with whatever.
That one, it shows that that's the other half of the Biotechnica proprietary files in here. And the program that is resing next to you is this tangle of yarn that is just kind of going.
Uh-oh.
And then launches itself at you.
Yeah, as I'm standing there confused as to what I'm looking at. This, like, noodle. Okay.
So that's a 13 to attack you. And you step out of the way, watch it bounce off of a wall. You can respond to it now before it tries to come at you again.
Okay, I
You
think
can
I
also
can...
try running an ID on it too.
ID.
11's good enough to identify this as a spaz, which,
Spaz.
if it actually hits you, will damage your reflex and cause you to have seizures.
Uh-oh.
It won't
Okay.
cause hit point loss. It will damage your actual nervous system for reflexes.
I will chop at it with my sword program and see if this will do anything effectively.
You hit it.
Okay. The ice for 9.
9 is enough that it dereses and goes down.
Okay. I will grab. What kind of files are this on this node?
As I said, they're Biotechnica files. They're the other half. So, you got 1 Norcross and 2 Biotechnicas so far.
Okay. Sending back to center and then going straight forward.
All right. That one has the other half of the Norcross files. And there is data node in front of you and something to either diagonal in front of you. You can give me another perception check on that.
By the way, Tarek, you do know you're just a pair of eyes, right?
I don't know why, but my camera keeps like moving upward.
Just tilt it down.
I did. I just tilted it down and then it went back up again.
I think he's slouching. I think that's what's happening. He's just...
No, I'm not. I'm literally not slouching.
I'm hacking. I'm programming. I better get into proper programming position.
Resting in the pool of ice.
Surprisingly, he was not slouching. He
slowly
was
hide.
pointing up at the wall for some reason,
Yeah.
like way above his head.
Slowly hiding from the government by getting into hacker position.
The reptoids are after you.
Assume the position.
Okay. Here's my perception.
Oh god.
Oh no.
You owe me a quarter
Yeah.
if you live.
Okay. It's a data node in front of you and 2 empty nodes, as far as you're aware.
Great. I'm going for the data node.
Okay. Well, first you find out that is a secured and encrypted node that that you can just copy all the data while it's still encrypted and worry about decrypting it later on the Adriana project. You also have a dragon and a lich rising up from the 2 sides next to you.
Uh-oh.
I thought we were playing Cyberpunk Red, not D&D.
Yeah, these are
High end.
yeah, these are very high end.
Yeah, no, I did piece that together after just
One of them
Hellhound demon.
for your information, because you're going to be seeing this. One of them looks like a golden scaled dragon robot wreathed in electrical discharge, and the other one looks like a metallic skeleton draped in black robes. Its hands are studded with blackened rings that spark with electricity.
These are great AI prompts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the Lich
And there-
appears by the robe and smoke and swirling with black lightning crackling through. And each of the gems on its rings are red. So it's capable of firing multiple hellbolts at once.
Oh, God.
So to answer your
That's pretty good.
question, why do these programs look like D&D monsters? Is because this is a role-playing game.
Also, if you're a programmer who's creating these programs in cyberspace
Yeah.
and can make it look like whatever you want, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you make
Make
these?
it a rabbit.
Yeah.
Make the rabbit the most terrifying ice ever.
Rashish Botmars did make the Killer Rabbit program, and he's the only person with one, and he hunts down anybody else who makes a rabbit program. He literally will hunt you down in the net if you make a rabbit program as
I
Black
love
Ops.
that.
But I mean,
It-
why
it's just
wouldn't you make the most
Because he made the ultimate Killer Bunny program that requires another program of his, the Holy Hand Grenade, to defeat.
There you go.
I knew it.
I told you this is a role-playing game made by nerds. This is why this is just how this works.
It's great.
I mean, you're not going to find you're not going to find like a killer program that's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger or Rocky who boxes you. That's just not how these people think.
So, Elmanos, you know there's a CPU in front of you. You know there are 3 more data nodes that you would like to get, but triggering both of these might be more than you can handle.
Can I try to slide one of them and then deal with the other one?
They both have already been triggered. They're both already aware of you. And other than fleeing through the network, in which case you might lead them out to her organic brain, and that would be very bad.
Fair enough.
But if you just jack out now and go like, okay, I got all but 3 files. We can go for those 3 another time. Now that I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will signal, like send a signal to
Steelheart.
Steelheart, yeah, to her eyes now to let her know that I need to get jacked out. This is gonna hurt otherwise.
All right. Well, first off, the dragon breathes at you
Uh-oh.
while you're waiting for the response time to get jacked out. So please try to evade.
I think you're gonna be hit with a creepy breath on the back of your neck. You're gonna be hit with a dragon Joe Biden.
This is gonna hurt.
Yes, it is.
Did you spend luck?
Oh no!
The dragon has breathed on you, Derek.
He would have had to have spent luck ahead of time because he
I
already
know.
knew what the DC was.
Yeah, I know. God, it's a plus 15.
And you take 13 hit points of fire damage to your nervous system.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
You have your armor
no,
program up, right?
My
We have a
armor
cleric in the
program will
party?
soak, my armor program will soak 4 of that.
Yeah, you take 9 points of damage to burning your nerves. Yay!
And the Lich is also going to get 1 Hellbolt off.
Does the tub of ice reduce any of that damage?
Oh God, did it preem? I think it did.
It did, but it didn't explode because it's a program, not a person.
Okay.
Okay, that's
But
good.
that still hit you. So,
That's oh. Oh, the other one rolled a 9.
Wait, evade.
Yeah.
He gets an evasion, doesn't he?
he only gets 1 evasion per round.
Oh,
And that ends up being the DC to hit him for the
she
entire
needs
round.
More evasions.
So that's
So I'm gonna
another
take-
7 hit points.
Does
I'm gonna say
does the tub of ice reduce any of this damage since it fries his
Fire.
nerves and we have situationally put him in a tub of ice, which is different.
Well,
So I hope
12
it reduces
yes.
it by
I'm gonna
like
take
1 or something.
12 hit points to the dome
Total
as my
between the
brain
two.
starts to full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then at that
4 off
point,
each attack.
the jack out occurs.
And now
And
I'll take dump shock.
yeah, now you take dump shock, but the ice bath that you're in immediately reduces by half what you already took, and the difference is what you take from dump shock. But dump shock also by tomorrow will be gone.
You've said a lot
So-
of words that I don't understand, but I hope Tarek
So
does.
that means that right now took 12 points of damage. The ice
6 of it is
reduced that to 6. So now has 6 that is permanent. Well,
Fire
needs
damage.
normal healing time,
Right.
and 6 that will be gone by tomorrow.
Okay.
It's like a
So
temporary.
it's still at 12 total at the moment, but by tomorrow, 6 of it will have gone away on its own.
Yeah, Gas will see the temp spike shoot up really quickly, and then smoke starting to come out of like her ears as she gets dumped out of the immersion as you pull the plug. And it's gonna take her a second to like open back up in the tub. She like seizes for a second and then opens her eyes. like a
Especially
death
considering the sheer amount of steam that is now enveloping your head.
I say,
Yeah, all the ice, lots of the ice in the bath just melted into liquid now.
I say, how many fingers am I holding up? How many? How many fingers am I holding up? Ah, the balloons.
Balloons.
Yep, and the dump shock, the response is balloons.
Lube. I did not expect it to be that well guarded, but I got some info. It's going to take a while.
Her own system
she's-
right at the same time also spiked up greatly, but her own system hit her with calming tranks and
She's
delta wave effects in her head. So she's already, even though spiked high right at that same time that you were pulling Elmanos out. Well, Dr. Young also went,
Elmanos. She's an IFV. Why wouldn't you expect lots of really high-tech security in there?
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
and Steelheart, you're still seeing an image of a robotic dragon and a lich throwing fire at you.
I mean, oh wait, is this still catching? Like, it's still catching
It's still
up?
catching up. You got a couple seconds of going, whoa!
I do imagine like when she gave the signal, she would like take them half off. So she's like, let's just make sure there's nothing that happened that's important. Okay, set those aside. And she's while Elmanos is recovering in the bath, she places her metal hand on Young's hand holding her own. Are you okay? That was the wrong accent.
No damage.
Good.
System still secured. I couldn't see anything after you went through that gate, and turns to Elmanos.
Elmanos
gate
is
was-
now also going to step over and look over Elmanos. Did I just say
gate
that?
was just the entry point. There was a lot of data terms, different CPUs holding information. I'm not sure exactly what all of them held, but I know that I found a couple sets of Norcross data detailing their involvement with the process of cloning you, and then a couple sets of Biotechnica files that were also related to their work in the process. There's a couple of secured encrypted node files that I got from a node, the last node that I was able to get to before the or those programs resed. You got a lot of ice in there. It's locked up tight, and next time, if there is a next time, I'm gonna need to be really careful about how we go about this. They're cloaking programs on the ice is extraordinarily high, and that means that if I'm not prepared, I could get blindsided by them and not make it out. I'm just lucky they didn't have a deck lock that would have forced me to stay in until they de-resed me.
Out of character, now that you are aware of what the programs are, they won't change.
Okay.
There's not going to be any other black ice in there. But, well, Dragon and Lich are pretty freaking scary.
Yeah, they're really tough.
No, that plus 13, plus 15.
Especially if you try taking on both at once.
Yeah,
But one at a time
more
Right.
doable.
might be doable.
Yeah, especially if I can get some other programs between now and the next time I do it. If
Yeah,
I can
and-
upgrade some programs on my deck, then I can
And
probably.
at this point, you know you won't have to deal with the Poison Flatline, the Spaz, or the Hellhound again. They're gone.
Oh, so those are actually like genuinely, hey, you killed these enemies, they're not respawning.
Turned them into junk data.
We are
Okay,
playing
cool.
D&D.
Well,
Okay,
This is a D&D minigame.
I'm gonna have to spend some time decrypting some of the files that I got, but at least some of them are going to be readable. If you want me to, I can send them to you, or I can do some research on them myself and see what I.
well, we got an entire
Maybe-
week until next
maybe-
game to do that because we have run out of time.
Maybe Gath can help.
James, are we good to stop right here?
Yeah, I think this is a decent stopping point. Sorry to Corey, Sasha, and Valk for it being a mostly net runner session, but
You did warn us early on, like this is the problem with net running in this game is, okay, y'all figure out how to keep yourselves entertained?
yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. I understand. I'm still just amused by the fact that apparently Steelheart is attractive to multiple people, and she's still like, yo, I'm not single.
I don't know. You're not single. You never said that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she meant.
Nope,
Did
this
she
is
not?
the first time as far as I'm aware.
Well, you already knew. I've talked to you about some things, but I didn't. Huh. She still hasn't said in game that she's not single. She's going
Yep.
to need to say that soon,
Yeah, I don't think
especially
she
to
has.
Young.
She should have said that directly to me, like when I was saying all this stuff. You know, I'm taken, right?
Well, she knows you're not interested in her either.
Really?
Does she know that?
Does she? That's
At this
weird.
point, probably
I'm
not.
sorry, but Lady Valk actually knows that
Lady
Hard
Val is-
Cell has been played as you're female and have all your parts attached.
You mean Steelheart
That works.
knows?
You as the player know this about Corey's character.
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian. And I
Genevieve,
don't
whether
think about
Genevieve
men being
knows or
attracted
not,
to me.
that's she may have an inkling at this
Like-
point.
The only way I'm not going after a lady is if she's gross, like El Manos is just a gross.
And even
woman.
then, you have a kind of a well, she just came out of a bath kind of thought.
Rude.
Just-
When was the last time you got your dreads done, right?
I dread them myself. What are you talking about?
Right.
When?
right. And when was the last time you got those things cleaned? When
I
did you wash your hair last?
I mean,
I
she's coming
clean
out of
them
an.
all the
No, I
time.
was in the bath.
She was just in an
Not a
ice
steam
bath.
bath for the dreads.
She was just in an ice bath. That said, she was in a full bodysuit while she was bathing in it. I don't understand this. This is not how you bathe yourself.
Well,
Not how you
Anyway.
behave yourself, you heathen.
thank you to all our patrons and for everybody who's been watching. Those of you on YouTube, you've watched to the end, so go ahead and hit that like button because you obviously did. And hey, this wasn't the first time around. If you haven't hit subscribe, why haven't you yet? You keep coming back. And you can join us on our Discord. Join us on Patreon. Get part of Patreon events for only $1.
And
It's a good deal.
So, from James, Tarek, Lady Valkyrie, Sasha, my name's Corey. Go roll some dice.